Hey there, everybody. It's that time of week again where I talk to myself about the comics I read and have the camera rolling at the same time. So sit back, relax, get ready, grab a beverage of your choice while I tell you about what I thought of the comics from this past week. So, first, roll the intro. And we got a week for you. We got 12 comics here to talk about on the Spoilertastic weekly comic review. My name is Carrie Quinn. This is the officially unofficial geek channel. You knew that. That's why you're here. You're here. You're here already. You already knew that this is the officially unofficial geek channel, and you probably already knew that you're for the Spoilertastic comic review, which means, guys, we're going to talk about anything and everything that I feel is relevant for me to talk about in regards to these comics. So if you have not finished your comics from this week, pause this video, go read the rest of your comics, then come back because we're about ready to let it roll. Guys, we got 12 books. I think I already said that. 12 books to talk about this week. And as usual, we do have going through these in no particular order, except for when we come to the final three, and those are going to be my top 3 comics for the week, and I will let you know when we get there. So, let's rock this shit. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get into this. First off, last month, y'all probably thought I was not going to read this one, but I went ahead and read it. I had such an negative emotional reaction to Hairball number 2 that I thought I was going to read Hairball number 3, but since I had already ordered it through my LCS, I was like, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read it. So we got from Dark Horse Comics, Flux House, Hairball number 3, Matt Kint, Taylor Jenkins, and Hillary Jenkins. Still loving those covers. They're kind of cool in a weird, messed up way. And yeah, it is at the bottom of the pile. Even though I said in no particular order, we're just going to get this out of the way right away. And we're going to talk about how, yes, some more disturbing imagery involving the murder of black cats. But it's really weird because you know what, it's one of those things where it's like I had prepared myself for it ahead of time. So when the little girl is still trying to murder her cat bestie, I was kind of prepared for it. I don't think anything really prepares you for the murder of a cat in the pages of a comic book, but I did better this time than I did last time. Even though literally there is a moment it's like she's trying all these different ways to murder the cat while also talking about it totally during a psychologist therapy appointment each time she tries to. Um that's weird. That's weird. Okay, cuz that's weird. Okay. Let's just, we don't have to get technical about it. We don't have to throw around names of disorders like schizophrenia or anything like that. We don't have to do that. We're not going to do it much. But we are going to talk about the fact that it just seems to just, okay, so we have one point where she tries to kill the cat, and she traps it in a barn. She sets the barn on fire. Okay. That doesn't work. The cat comes back still. And the cat then, oh golly, she traps the cat in a cellar, y'all, and she cuts the cat up in pieces. And you're thinking, one, ew, upsetting. But two, you're like, this is issue 3. There's supposed to be more issues in this. Where are they going to go from here? She just cut the cat up into little pieces. Well, lo and behold, a number of months later, the cat comes back. The thing is the cat comes back after she is reunited with her adopted parents, and the parents are actually doing well. They used to argue all the time, and they were kind of emotionally and borderline physically abusive of each other, and were really shitty to the little girl. But now, like, everything's better. Everything's better for some reason. So, like, then Bestie shows back up again. And then you kind of jump to when the little girl is now an adult and she's talking about Bestie. And now all of a sudden, she's like, no, you know what? Bestie wasn't trying to hurt me. She was trying to take care of me and save me. And oh, better yet, Bestie is the embodiment of the Egyptian goddess Bast. And now, okay, let's just talk about that for a second. Hello, Captain Out of Nowhere. Okay. 2. Okay, all right. Hello, Captain Out of Nowhere. Really, 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 really. Okay. This came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, Beastie was trying to protect her. Was trying to protect her. 2, is the embodiment of the goddess Bast. And 3, she must now make it up to Bestie years later for what she did to Bestie. It's not even necessarily that I can't read it anymore because of the horrible animal abuse that happened within it. I can't even read it anymore because it doesn't make sense. Like, you lost me. You lost me because it does not make sense. Yeah. And I keep on hearing this wonderful stuff about Matt Kent and his writing, and the art is still wonderful, from Jenkins and Jenkins. And so, like, I don't get it. How do we get to that place? How did we get to that place? Except for the fact that after she dismembered Bestie and then had a better life, and then Bestie showed up, she thinks that all of that happened because Bestie messed up her life, set her injured, helped injure her father, set her original home on fire. Oh, let's not forget the whole biting stuff that was happening. How do we go from there to we're dismembering the cat to everything is she's back with her family and there's no cat and she's happy to, man, Bestie was actually the embodiment of Egyptian goddess Bast. How? If anyone can explain it to me in the comments, please, please do so. That was, no. No. Okay, let's move on. Guys, let's talk about Dawn of DC #1, Steelworks #1, written by sci-fi icon and voice of steel Michael Dorn, also known as the man that brought us Commander Worf in Star Trek, and continues to bring us Worf in Star Trek. If you watch Picard season 3, yeah. Anyway, so let's see here. Dorn, Basiri, Dollhouse, cover by Clayman and Alejandro Sanchez. Lovely. Here's the thing. Nothing really absolutely exciting happens in the story. One of the things that you have happen is when an actor or someone like that decides they want to all of a sudden write a comic book, and usually it's varied results, okay? You sometimes have results that are good, and then you sometimes have results that are bad. So, case in point, okay? Result that is good. I didn't actually read it, but a lot of people talked a lot of really good shit about Minor Threats by Patton Oswalt, an actor, comedian. Apparently, it kicked ass. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Now, that's the positive side. The more negative side, if about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you caught the 85th anniversary villain anniversary special from the world of Batman, and you happened to read that Danny DeVito story, you know. If you know, you know, and you're sitting there going, mm-hmm. I know the Danny DeVito story that he wrote about the Penguin somehow getting to shag with Catwoman. Um, it sucked. Um, so, but here we go. We have Michael Dorn, the voice actor for Steel in the cartoons, and it's it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't think I'm going to be continuing it though, even though it is not bad, at least not in this circumstance, because I've got a lot of stuff that I'm reading, and I am going to be picking up more titles. And you guys, this was 12 books, y'all. This is 12 books, and it's hard to keep up with that many. I try to get as much taken in as much as I can and filtered out to you guys as much as I can. Honestly, guys, there is like another book that I didn't even get to read because it's kind of a longer one, and I wanted to make sure I got these reviews out for you. So if I read it, I'm still gonna read it because I bought it, and but and if it's really good, I will bring it to your guys' attention. But right now, it's like, wow. Um, and I'm picking up more. I'm going to be seeing myself picking up more Marvel. I'm going to be seeing myself picking up more Independence. And you're going to see some of the stuff starting to filter in already today in this review. So that's how that crumbles. I'm reading. Let's see here. One, Spider-Man, or excuse me, Superman Lost. I'm reading Superman main title. I'm reading Action Comics. I'm reading John Kent. Whew. That's 4 titles already that are Superman. And you guys all know the shit ton of titles I'm reading that are Batman. So somewhere's got to give. And since this was okay, but not extraordinary, it's going to give right there with Steelworks. But honestly, if you haven't read it yet, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Um, in that book, you basically have the continuation of the John Henry Steele story that had been in Action Comics, where he's developing this whole system to help Metropolis and other cities like it protect themselves better against threats from villains of the superhero villain kind. And that's basically the story. We have a little bit of an appearance by Lana. Lana is apparently engaged to John Henry Irons, and that's interesting. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that pairing. Not bad. Maybe we'll see some of it in Action Comics as well. But for me, for my purposes, for my own sanity, we're going to not continue with Steelworks, but it's really not bad at all. Um, Next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the Adventures of Superman, John Kent #4, hence one of the other Superman titles that I am reading right now. John Kent is stuck in the Injustice universe where, if you recall, if you don't know, let me give you a little bit of a nutshell. This is a universe where Superman has in the past been tricked by Harley Quinn and the Joker by using fear gas from stolen from Scarecrow, to kill a pregnant Lois Lane, and then he reacts accordingly. He, loses his damn mind. And all that. And John Kent ends up in this universe because him and other people that had, we had, oh God, which one was it? It was one of the other Supermen from another universe, and Red Tornado from another universe came and got his help because Ultraman was running around killing other Supermen. And we knew that he was going to end up in the storyline of Injustice, where that was going to happen. We did not know, but we found out within a couple issues that he was the whole Ultraman situation was really not going to be in the beginning that big of a deal, but it looks like they're kind of reintroducing it to the situation, and in the fact that Superman is doing his thing and he is fighting against Batman. And yeah, so all that is going on. The same stuff that you got during the regular Injustice storyline. If you know the deal, you know that when Superman starts going caca, because he basically was tricked into killing Lois Lane. He starts being kind of a tyrant, and he has his team, and Batman fought against him, and he has his team. Well, it looks like Lex Luthor is a double agent for the team and is giving Batman information in regards to how they could defeat Superman. And John Kent is here and he knows about all of it. And he's not sure how he feels based on what he's seeing. So, one of the really cute things that he does is he's like, you know what? I've talked to Batman's team, I've talked to Superman's team, I've talked to varying people from within both organizations. But you know who I need to go to that I know probably exists in this universe that I can actually trust the word of is the version of his boyfriend Jay in this universe. He goes to find Jay and he asks Jay what he thinks and explains to Jay who he is. He does do that. Jay is really excited that another universe version of him is attached. It can call John Kent Superman his boyfriend. So that's cute. We do have the fact that Damian is in this universe, and Damian does not know John in this universe because obviously John never existed except for in a pregnant Lois Lane that was killed. Yeah. So just real quick, the creators on this one, Taylor Robertson, Ramond Belair. We got this cover by Clayton Henry and Marcelo Maiolo. So you got like little Damien there. Damien is a little bit older in this book. Damien is also taken on the role of Nightwing because he is not Robin. He is a part of Superman's group. And he also accidentally killed Nightwing in a fight. So he did not mean to, but it happened. I believe this is a 6-issue series. At the end of the book, we have Damien harassing and possibly taking Jay of that universe hostage. Not going to go over well with John at all. And this is going to be a 6-issue series, and this is already number 4. We need to see kind of, is this just, are they going to be using Ultraman to reintroduce the idea of Ultraman to the story? Or how are we going to kind of wrap this up in 2 issues? I'm kind of interested to see where this goes, because it seems like I'm not sure where it's going. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this is going. Yeah. Even though I'm not sure where this is going, there were definite tidbits of this that were fun to read, especially like the interaction between John and the other universe, Jay. That was definitely a really good part of the book. That was fun. And based on the ending, we may see more of that. So fingers crossed. Give us some kind of direction, some kind of good ending, because or tell us that you've decided this is going to be an ongoing. Because right now, it feels like we're not to the point where we should be after 4 issues of a 6-issue mini series. That's how I feel about that. Coming in next, we're going to talk about The Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 9. Hiccup for a second there. So we have, let's go ahead and just shout off this creative team, because I really love this cover. This was a variant cover. I went ahead and paid the extra $1 to get this variant cover, y'all, because I love this cover. But anyways, here's the creative team. We got Rosenberg, Dai Giaminatko, Raffaelli, Francavilla, and Fajaro Jr. And this cover done by Christian Ward. Oh, lovely, huh? Yeah, I love Christian Ward's command of color. First I'd seen it a number of different places, but then really during that Romvee run with the Aquaman Andromeda. Ooh, woo doggy. Okay. That was really a lot of fun. That whole art in that whole story. If you haven't read Aquaman Andromeda, it is wonderfully complex and beautiful, as Romvee's writing is usually. Wonderfully complex and beautiful. In that art, oh my goodness, just insane. So when I saw that Christian Ward was doing this Joker cover, and I saw it, and I was like, yes, must have it. And so I got it. I now own it. I rule. Anyways, this is a book that has traditionally, through the last 8 or so issues before this one, ranked usually very highly with me. This has really reached the kind of point where it's like, okay, I am unsure how many issues this is supposed to be, and we've really reached the point of, with this continuing story, that it is shit or get off the pot. Okay, so we've spent a lot of time either the Joker going to LA, what I believe is the actual Joker, because the whole concept of this book is that there are 2, at one point 3 Jokers. Yeah, I know. But the whole point is that throughout 9 issues, we've had either the what I think is the actual Joker in LA wreaking havoc, then making the decision that he wanted to go back to Gotham, wreaking havoc on his way out, which there was like a lot of like funny moments, guys, like maniacally funny moments in all of that. Then you have this issue where he's finally made it back to Gotham, Welcome back, Mr. J. Finally made it back to Gotham because he now knows that there is somebody besides Clayface. He knew about the whole Clayface thing. The Clayface thing was actually his doing, but apparently, because one of the three Jokers was Clayface being paid by what I believe is the actual Joker. We might all be surprised by the end of this. Um, to impersonate him. And you find that out in this book that the Joker that came from LA had the deal with Clayface to pay him to impersonate him in Gotham. Now, if you've been reading this, you recall that the Clayface Joker stopped being Joker pretty much after Jason Todd, Red Hood, shot him in the head. Yes, indeedy. Um, so with that, we have the Joker that's been living underground, hanging out with Solomon Grundy, and getting into a little fight in this issue with Killer Croc. We have those two, or excuse me, we have that Joker, which I believe is not the actual Joker. We'll have to find out. We have him still hanging out in the sewers, possibly leaving. And then we have the other Joker, who I think is the real Joker, back in Gotham. And the reason why he's back in Gotham is because he's caught wind that somebody is impersonating him other than Clayface. Whew. And now he wants to go to war, to get the guy that's impersonating him. How's that going to work out? I don't know, but we've reached the whole, okay, shit or get out the pot kind of situation. Can we shit? Do we have constipation? We need to shit or get off the pot and just wait till later. Go drink some prune juice or some shit because do something, please. I was kind of hoping we had too many. I think we had too. While it was entertaining, I think, and funny in some points, we had too many issues where the Joker was just trying to leave LA. Too many characters, too many issues, too many everything. So now, hopefully by the next issue, we can hit this. We can start rolling with it, baby. You know, let Steve Winwood see us our way out of this situation. Roll with it, baby, because I'm getting to the point where this has gone on. Now, I'm going to tell you that the second issue, or not the second issue, the second story in this is still that really cool retro feel that's supposed to give us a little bit of a clue as to what's happening in the main story. They're both written by Rosenberg. So in that story, you have Commissioner Gordon feeling like the Joker, everybody around him is telling him that the Joker is dead, the Joker is dead. And he's like, no, the Joker's not dead. And by the end of it, he ends up becoming the Joker. So I wonder, right now, what I'm thinking is I'm wondering who is pretending to be the Joker and why. Because we already know somebody's pretending to be the Joker. We already know that. But why? Is it somebody that would be typically not like a villain, but is like taking on this role of being a villain? Or what's going on here? But if anything, by the end of the first story, if you're starting to feel tired of this, you read that second story, and it does rejuvenate a little bit of your good healthy you know appeal of the book, because it it's definitely going to be something that you're just like, okay, what's the dilly here? Um, but shit or get off the pot. If you're constipated, go drink some prune juice, and hopefully we get some major action in this next issue. Um, so guys, we're going to actually talk about the next book. And I'm sorry, but it's a Rob Liefeld book. I know y'all, I know y'all know. If you know, you know how I feel about Rob Liefeld. If you see me on other chats, if you see me on other channels, there is no love lost between me and just the concept of Rob Liefeld as a whole. Okay? But I cannot deny, and I've said this before, I cannot deny his place among comic history and the influence and impact he has made. One of which being the partial creator of Deadpool. So this is Deadpool Batter Blood #1. It is a Rob Liefeld variant. This is, and I hate this because they don't. Marvel, you need to put your creators for the book on the stupid cover, y'all. Because we want to sit here and we want to give these people their flowers. And if you do not put all the creators on the goddamn cover, we can't do that. Okay. Story concept by Rob Liefeld. Script Chad Bowers. Pencils and inks Rob Liefeld. Ink assist Shelby Robertson, because he ink assist. Okay, Rob. Come on, man. Color artist J. David Ramos. Letterer VC's Joe Sabino. The cover A is also done by Rob Liefeld and J. David Ramos. Variant covers by Rob Liefeld and Infanis Noor K. Noog. Dave Panosian. Scotty Yun. Scotty Yun one is really cute. And yeah, we got all the editors and everything like that listed, but that's the main creators of the book. Deadpool is it's really funny, and if you're not reading a Deadpool book with Ryan Reynolds voice in your head, you need to go back and try it again. It's a classic kind of Deadpool book. Shenanigans, smartassery, all that stuff coming from Wade Wilson. But we also have Cable in this and Wolverine. Cable and Wolverine are helping Wade Wilson track someone down from oh god, what was I'm sorry. Where is it? Oh, one of the things I really love is that, and I gotta give Liefeld his flowers here, because the you gotta turn the book sometimes. Like, this is right side up in the book, right? But this is the way it's supposed to be read. Yeah, kind of cool, huh? Okay, so they have been asked by Deadpool to help get this guy from oh god, what was it? I'm drawing a goddamn blank. I am so sorry. It's Van Struten. Oh golly. Oh, this is lovely as well. Check that out. That cable shot. Yeah. And there's some jokes in there, like Wolverine tells him he's too much like his daddy every day. um so oh my god, hold on. They got to meet Thumper way. The Thumper is Miles Ellison, who was sent to kill Van Struten, or capture him, more like. Um, let's see here. Where am I looking? Like Project H. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, Project H. Um, so Deadpool goes to meet up with um, Tiger, a pirate queen, and she has definitely pulled, like, as he says, Wade Wilson says, um, because he goes looking to get everything situated involving his problem, involving this doctor, and involving Miles Ellison. And he calls it, that they what is it, the term that he uses? They oh my god, I have to say exactly how he says it. He ends up fighting Miles, who is now going by the word Thumper. Um, He's like, Miles Ellison, the man monster now called Thumper, used to be my best friend. We grew up together and years later had our lives completely fucked by Department H together. To be fair, the H just added on to what I already was, a psycho killer. But Miles, dumb kid, all he wanted to do was be like me, and look where it got him. So I think he feels like a little bit of responsibility, except for he has now been double crossed by the Pirate Queen and Thumper, Miles Ellison. And he says that the Empire strikes backed me. Um, so yeah, I like that very much. So you get the fight that they have there. You have a little bit of a arrival of a new character. Shatterstar shows up, um, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of action in this, and there's points in it where I'm not exactly sure where it's going. Um, but that's maybe because I don't have a lot of experience reading Deadpool, um, and mostly just watching Deadpool. So I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes from here, because there was enough of a fun time reading it that it was okay. I gotta tell you, the art in it was absolutely fantastic. Got to give props to that guy, Mr. Rob Liefeld. Um, he did it. He did it. He did it. Okay, next thing that we're going to talk about, moving along on the train here, is Dark Knights of Steel number 11. Freaking finally, Dark Knights of Steel number 11. Um, it's really funny because um, those of you that are on Facebook, like you have Facebook memories, right? And one of my Facebook memories for today was me posting a picture of the cover a year ago now, of issue number 7's cover, where Batman is riding the dragon. That when you read the book, you know that the dragon is Beast Boy, but Beast Boy has taken the form of dragon, and Batman is now riding the dragon in issue 7 on the cover. It's really cool. But anyways, creative team here, Taylor, Putri, and Peranto. This cover, as always, Dan Mora, showing them how it's done. That's absolutely lovely. The cover A is all you need for this. If there's another cover available, don't pussyfoot around with the cover. Just get the Dan Mora. That's all you need. Is the Dan Mora cover A for this one. So we have the continuation of the story. If you are kind of drawing a blank on this one, it's okay. I'm sure most people would, considering the fact that issue 7, and we're now on issue 11, was like a year ago. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're really straining this thing out a lot. I don't know why, but they are. And what's really interesting is that we've got some um, basically what's happening is they're planning to fight the white Martians, because last time we found out that Alfred is actually Martian Manhunter in this universe, and they're getting ready now to fight the white Martians who are trying to take over everything. Yeah, that's basically the deal here. You have each of the kingdoms trying to work together to come up with a plan, and you have some people that are not liking the situation, like Amanda Waller. They had already started kind of going to war, the three kingdoms together, and some of the soldiers had died. Yeah, so she's kind of ticked about that. That we're now that her kingdom is now siding with them, but it turns out she was willing to double cross them the whole time, because you find out by the end of the book that she is working with the whites. And Amanda Waller in any universe, any time period, just sucks. Just bloody sucks. God damn it, Amanda Waller. God damn you. So you have some interesting moments. You have the Harley Quinn, John Constantine, and Lois Lane of this universe working together to come up with a plan of what to do. You have them coming up with a plan, part of the plan, and having the elves put together the device that's going to transport all of these white Martians to the Phantom Zone, which we have the first occurrence of the Phantom Zone in this time period universe, whatever you want to call it. And it's we have one issue left, y'all. We have one issue left for all of this to go down. And what I'm worried about, and we'll have to wait and see, it's probably going to take about 3 months before we get that last freaking issue. I swear to God. But we're going to have to wait and see to see how they pull this all together in one like 23 to 25 page issue. Yeah, because a lot has to happen in this next issue. And I really like it. It feels like they're gonna rush it, and that's the problem. Like it's like we have these really interesting storylines, and it feels like it's going to be rushed. Yeah, that's my overall fear here, is that everybody is getting ready for war. We have one issue to go, and it's going to get rushed. I would like one thing and one thing only. I want to see Beast Boy turn into a freaking dragon again. That would be cool. Can we get that in that last issue? I know you guys got a lot to do. I know you guys got a lot of ground to cover. But please, can you have Beast Boy turn into a dragon one more time? Because that was freaking cool. Okay? Please. Thank you. That's my one request to y'all writing this book. Next thing we're going to talk about Peacemaker Tries Hard #2. Kyle Stark, Steve Pugh, and Jordi Belair. We have been getting the movie poster variant. Let's see here. Anka. Looks like the Anka's is done this one. Okay. So let me see here. Yeah. So anyways, this is Black Label, obviously. Last time we had Peacemaker Tries Hard #1. Peacemaker had found himself a little doggy. And the little doggy, he named Bruce Wayne, because the little doggy has like a tuxedo coloring. And so he named it Bruce Wayne because he's fancy. Oh, by the way, this is the cover that we got. Isn't that cool? Um, so the puppy gets kidnapped by this brain dude that wants a body and wants to use Peacemaker to get this body with the help of the dude's gorilla that speaks French. But you find out by the end of this story that he actually speaks English as well. He just didn't want to have to talk too much to Peacemaker, because Peacemaker is kind of a douchebag. But yeah, that's basically what it is. They are supposed to be going and stealing a piece of pubic hair. I think it's pubic hair from Deathstroke that's locked down in this building, in this underground bunker thing, so that this dude can make himself a new body that's like Deathstroke's body. And then he's supposed to give back the little dog. But you find out from the end that the dog is just too darn delightful. And Mr. Brain Guy, even though he has his piece of hair, will not be departing from the dog because the dog is too delightful. And in the course of this issue, um, Peacemaker also seems to get himself a kitten, because this um, evil group of people were going to use kittens to test a device that kills things and tears it apart. And he saved the kittens. So good on you for that, Peacemaker. Thank you very much. That's some good shit. And that's basically like the gorilla kind of leaves him there, and yeah, I guess kind of like knocks him out after he finds out that he's not getting his puppy back. So yeah, that is Peacemaker Tries Hard. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Okay, let's see here, guys. Oh god, we have so many to talk about. Let's try to rapid fire this to get to our top three. These last two before our top three. Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is back in Gotham, and she has to deal with encountering all of the people in Gotham, especially the Bat family. She has to talk to Batman. She's like, man, the city is just too hot for this, and she finds like this little swampland, but the swampland is actually being in how the swampland has like a little cabin is being inhabited by Killer Croc. She makes a deal with Killer Croc that he will let her have um, the swampland if he helps get rid of this housing project that's like this big gentrification project. And she's like, you know what, you son of a bitch, I'm in. And that's basically Poison Ivy. We've got the creative team here. I got the connecting variant that connects with later in the month a Harley Quinn issue. So par for course, you know. Poison Ivy 13, written by Wilson, Takara, March, Jones, Kaplan, Prianto, and Willa Rubia. This cover is by Claire Rowe, and Triona Farrell. Lovely. Okay. It's been fun reading that. I like it. Next book that we're going to talk about, hopefully rapid fire, is from Mad Cave. It is You've Been Cancelled, #1, Kurt Pyers, Kevin Castrinora, Jason Wordy, Micah Myers. So in a future world around 2050, if you've been canceled in society, they release bounty hunters to come after you. Well, what happens is this dude on the cover is pretty good at his job, but somebody hacks the system, and now he is being hunted to be canceled, like basically killed because he's been canceled because he's done shitty. These people have done shitty things, but the system's been hacked, and he shouldn't be hunted, but he's now going to be hunted, and that's interesting, fun read. Liked it. Okay, guys, we made it. We made it. We're into the top three. Here we go. All right. So, next book we're going to talk about number one of the top three here. Let's do this. Dawn of DC, Batman 136 Legacy 901. This is the aftermath of the Batman of Gotham story. Starting here, starting now, and Batman is dealing with everything that he's been through. He's dealing with the fact that he's got, Mechanican now and everything like that. And he doesn't want to tell anyone. And for whatever reason Batman has, he decides that he's going to meet up with Selina. Selina is fresh out of escaping from prison, and he's talking to her about it. And he finds out that the Penguin is still alive from her. He's kind of upset about that because that's how this whole failsafe thing started. Because failsafe thought that Batman had killed Penguin, and obviously he didn't. He didn't even come close to killing Penguin, but that's how all this went down. Um, so Batman is dealing with that, and he's obviously not taking care of himself, and he is having visions of Zuranar and everything that happened, and he's having conversations in his dreams with Zuranar, and he's got some PTSD stuff going on here, and he really, everybody is like, "Hey, are you okay?" And he's like, "I'm fine," and he's really not fine, y'all. He is having some PTSD situation. There's stuff that he's gone through that he's not even talking about, and they try to do like a whole like everybody get together at the manor and everything, and at first that works out kind of well. Even Jason shows up, and then when everything's feeling good and he's letting himself think about anything in general, his mind goes back to everything just kind of pending with that whole situation from the Batman of Gotham. And he's having visions, and one of the visions he has is everyone is on fire. Um, it's kind of rough for Bruce Wayne right now. Yeah. But what I really like is some of the imagery and some of the psychological things that are going on with him, and how it's not always this first issue back is not about just going after the Penguin twins and all that jazz. It's also about, because he does, it's also about just kind of dealing with the psychology of the trauma that he went through and how he's reacting to all of it now that he's out of the situation. And the answer is that he's not dealing with it well. It's oof. It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. I know, from what I can tell, I'm pretty gosh darn sure that we're going to have a more major Catwoman crossover coming, which is really good because they're intertwining the storylines really well. And it's two different creative teams working on these things. So what I really do appreciate it, and that's kind of why Batman keeps staying up there for me in the storyline, because they keep on connecting the storylines well. They allow them to have Chip Zdarsky is doing his own thing. Teenie Howard is doing her own thing with Catwoman, but they're combining better than most others, to be completely honest, in this world. You can see a definite connection and continuity here that doesn't exist across the board with the DC products right now, and I appreciate that. I do. I do. You do see a little bit of a connection between the two. And to me, that collaborative effort makes a lot of difference in being able to have this idea of, at least in part, a connected universe. This universe, at least with these two books, are connected. They're clearly connected because they're mentioning in each other's books things that happen. And I really do appreciate it. It's hard to get that right now and have it done as well as it's been having happen right now. Um, so there we go. If you are reading Batman and you were horribly confused by the exchange that happens between Batman and Selina, um, it's okay. If you need any questions answered, please go ahead, reach out to me in the comments below. I can help you out with that storyline and fill in any holes that you might have, because I have been religiously reading the Catwoman book and I've been enjoying it. I have been religiously reading the Catwoman book and I have been enjoying it. And if you are looking for a collaborative area of this universe, and you're not reading Catwoman, but you're reading Batman, you're missing out a little bit. I gotta tell you, I think you're missing out a little bit. And take my word for it, especially once you get to a certain point with the Catwoman storyline that Tini Howard's been doing. There's a lot of really meticulous care that's going in to specific things involving that book. It's great. I'm really enjoying it. Some of that art is absolutely beautiful. And you have Batman by Chip Zdarsky melding in with it really well. So, yes, thank you. Anything that I've wanted has been a connective universe in some way, somehow, that you can be like, okay, I'm reading these two and it feels like they are both existing in the same universe. That is key right now. That is a selling point for me. Things connecting in the same universe that should be connecting in the same universe in some way is a major selling point to me. I not only buy the books for their individual stories, but I like the idea of connected universes. And right, we have Batman connecting well with Catwoman. And thank you. Okay, so guys, what we're going to talk about next is we're going to talk about the second of my top three. We're going to be talking about Jeff Lemire, Gabriel Volta, Jordie Bellaire from Image Comics, Phantom Road number 490. I said I wasn't going to talk very much about Image Comics while they're having the whole problem involving their union. But what I'm going to tell you is Jeff Lemire, holy shit. Great story. Keeps me guessing the same way a freaking David Lynch movie would. Yeah, I can compare Phantom Road to David Lynch and do it without breaking a sweat, without getting a headache, without wondering, oh, are people going to be like, oh, Carrie, she's full of it? No. If you've been reading Phantom Road, you know that me sitting here and saying Phantom Road and stories like it make me think of David Lynch, because they are wonderfully confusing and twisty-turny, and I love it. I love it, and that's all I'm going to tell you about it, because Image Comics, get your shit together. Get your shit together and stop being shitty your union. Stop being shitty your union, and I'll talk about your books way more than I am right there. But let's take that time away from Image Comics and go to the mouse, which is not much better. Marvel, my top comic this week is Marvel Loki #1, a new book written by Dan Watters. This is the Frank Miller variant, that lovely Frank Miller variant. Let me, because Marvel doesn't like to put all the creators on the cover of the goddamn cover of the book, I gotta pull it out and try to find all the creators here. Hold up. I think it's in the end, actually. They have a little bit in the beginning, like a few pages in, and I think it's at the end for the rest of this, if I'm remembering it correctly. Yes, it is. Okay, this is Loki #1, The Liar, Chapter 1. Dan Waters, Germaine Peralta is the artist, Mike Spicer, VC's Travis Laneham. We got cover art. Obviously, the cover I got was hiccups. Weird. Frank Miller. We got Dustin Guinan, Stanley Art, Jerem Lau on some of these variants, Junie Bai, Alex Sinclair, and Todd Knopf, and Rochelle Rosenberg. Okay, so I got all those creators out there. Dan Waters has really been killing it with one of the books that I think has been really great this year is so far The Seasons Have Teeth, and that's a Dan Waters book. It's been really great, and when I see Dan Waters coming out here and doing a Loki book, you know what? I went ahead and I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'll pick it up, because why not? Even though I've had problems jumping into other Marvel books, Loki was really easy to understand. Jump in, gave you just enough of what was happening in the world of Asgard compared to Midgard. Midgard being Earth, by the way. Yeah, just in case you didn't know. What was going on in Loki's world and what was going on in Thor. We have an appearance by Thor in this book, and just gave you just enough information and background, but didn't bog down the story with that background to make it work. And I had absolutely no trouble following this story. It was very entertaining. Basically, what we have going on here is Loki is king of the frost giants at this point. And, Thor's Thor doing Thor things. And Loki has decided that if he is going to, if he is going to be the king of the frost giants, he's going to teach them how to read. Yes, Loki has decided if he is going to be the king of the frost giants, he is going to teach the frost giants how to read, and he provides them with books to read, right? And one of the books that he's provided the frost giants to read is the Illustrated History of Norse Mythology. So what happens is he provides them, one of the many books he provides to them to read is the Illustrated History of Norse Mythology. Okay, so they learn about Ragnarok in this book, and they learn about how Loki has taken all the uncut nails from the dead and created this boat to go to war with the gods come Ragnarok time. And they find out where he's keeping it. So these frost giants these two frost giants decide, since they found out where he's keeping it, that they are going to go and steal it. They're going to steal Loki's gross fingernail boat. Yeah. The gross fingernail boat is supposed to be now. Loki brings this up. Supposed to be under guard in Asgard by the gods and everything like that, and it still gets stolen. So what happens is it when they steal the boat, they do not know how to sail. They might know where the boat is. They might know how to steal the boat. They don't know how to sail the boat. And what happens is these two frost giants crash into the ultimate tree of existence, and it causes a big old earthquake across everywhere. Part of it falls. Part of the boat comes apart. 3 different parts go different areas. And here's the thing about the boat: it was taken from people's dead fingernails. Like they were people, dishonorable dead on a battlefield or anywhere, if somebody did not take care of them and prepare them for burial properly, then part of that involved trimming fingernails. And if somebody died and that wasn't done for them, and they're all, restless and upset people and mean people and all that kind of thing, and nobody cared about them to cut their fingernails in death and properly bury them, Loki would come along and take their fingernails and build this boat. Really, that's what it is. Yeah, I know. I really enjoyed it because I love how smartass Loki is like with his brother, and then he's just like, oh, whoops, and he looks and he sees like after he finds out everything and finds out about the different pieces of the boat breaking off and going places. He's just like, okay, here's the thing. Um, the energy from the people is part of the boat, and the boat breaks off, pieces of the boat and goes different places. Well, that's a problem because the energy trapped by those people's fingernails that I used, or that Loki used to, I'm speaking as Loki. Obviously, I didn't do it. Okay. But Loki's like, he's like, okay, so I kind of have to go looking for these now and dealing with this. Well, we encounter what happened with one of the pieces. It lands in an area that used to be a really um, uh, prosperous dwarven area, and these dwarves, this one dwarf finds it and dreams that this thing should become a really cool looking axe. And believe me, it does look really cool in the book. And he uses it to wage war with the rest of the dwarves. And Loki shows up and he's like, oh, so that's what happened to that portion. Okay. And then the dwarf is like, oh, no, we have problems, Loki. And that's the end of the book. So I very much enjoyed this story. I'm very much going to keep up with it. We can add another Marvel book to the mix of the weekly comic review, at least monthly, and we'll see what happens. I don't know exactly how long the series is supposed to go for, but at least we can add that to the Scarlet Witch. We can add that to, yeah, whatever I end up. I got a couple Marvel books that I'm gonna be picking up soon. That might be a little bit fun. I'm gonna be trying out. So, and just found out this weekend that the Ultimate Universe is coming back. So that's gonna be interesting. Might jump in that and see what that's like. See if the water's fine. But for now, really enjoying Dan Waters' Loki. So good. So much fun. I've been really enjoying Dan Waters' writing lately, especially with the Seasons Have Teeth and all that. So other than that, guys, that's it. That's all I have for you this week. So some stuff we got going on. Last night I posted a video about Carrie reads The Silver Age. So this is another companion piece to what I did where Carrie reads The Golden Age. Well, now Carrie reads The Silver Age, and where I have read The Brave and the Bold number 28, which is the first appearance of the Justice League and the first appearance of Starro the Conqueror, both in the same issue. Dropping later on, dropping tomorrow morning really early, we're going to have Carrie reads The Bronze Age, which is going to be Green Lantern number 76 from 1970. Guys, I'm having a lot of fun reading these older comics and talking to you about them. I'm already starting to plan my next set of comics for Carrie reads The Golden, Silver, and Bronze Age. So it's a lot of fun. I'm having fun. And I'm not going to tell you what I picked for my new Golden Age book. And I'm just going to let you guys discover it when I post it because that would be a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, that's it for this week. Join us. I'm sure Joe and I will be doing a What's Happening Wednesday. I'm not completely sure what we're going to be talking about. I know I said we were going to do an episode last week, but we ended up not being able to do it. I had a little bit of a medical issue going on in the later half of the week last week, and it was just like, everything's fine, I'm okay and everything, but I had to deal with that. So Anyways, guys, that's it for this week. So until next time, keep your eyes and ears open. If you see something, say something, and remember, the complacent never make a difference. This is the officially unofficial Geek channel, Spoilertastic Weekly Comic Roundup. My name is Carrie, and I'll be seeing ya. Until next time, bye bye.